just switch.
Whatever it is, I have to take it. You know, I could do fake next time. That was a request, and that's a Bioshun, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, that would be painful.
How about you review some of the ones I reviewed? That'd be painful enough. Once you review Let's Be Perverts.
Don't tempt me. All right, so I did approach this one with a bit of trepidation because it's done by Hiro Mashima, who's apparently he created Rave Master. A lot of people know this. I haven't touched the series, so I don't know. Someone told me he takes after or studied under Oda, the guy who did One Piece. I couldn't find any backing information. I didn't dig too deep, mind you. I really didn't.
You're a lazy bastard.
I am. But you can see a lot of the similar styles in it, so I have to agree.
Not at all. This doesn't look anything like One Piece art.
No, I know. Natsu here on the cover.
So where does hat go? And why doesn't he have a cigarette in his mouth? I mean lollipop.
No, he looks like Luffy. Natsu looks like Luffy. Lucy looks like Nami.
Yeah, Luffy usually has the hat on, doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
The straw hat.
Well, then you said his cigarette, and that's totally Sanji.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, you can't keep it straight.
Why do you...
Yes, and if you notice on the back there, on the very back there is the symbol of Fairy Tail. Now, Fairy Tail is spelled...
Why does it look like a chocobo?
That was my question right off. Was bang! Wow, Squaresoft should be suing somebody. And actually, in part of this, one part they have a chocobo playing chess with somebody. I swear to God, it's a chocobo. Yeah, it's spelled T-A-I-L, or T-A-I-L. I was about to spell it right the first time. Anywho, so not Fairy Tail, T-A-L-E. No.
Wow, and they're ripping off everything in here. Dragon Ball Z right there, Bleach right there. Sorry,
yeah,
continue
They do have floating balls that look like Dragon Balls.
Well, this looks like the fast guy from Scary Doe.
That's true. He kind of does, doesn't he?
For those of you who don't know what Scary Doe is, it's Scried.
Yes.
I think we've gone off about that before.
Probably once.
Continue.
I'm trying to remember where the fuck... Oh, that's right. Fairy Tail. So, Fairy Tail is, to clarify, set this up, this is a fantasy manga. Takes place, presumably by the fact that everyone says I instead of yes. I would guess it's supposed to be Euro medieval, sort of, like pseudo-medieval. I. Because apparently people back then said I a lot, rather than yay or forsooth.
Maybe they're going for the pirate thing.
Could be.
Continuing on with the One Piece thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, hello.
There are various...
Nice picture. I'm sorry.
Yes. There are various guilds which wizards belong to. Fairy Tail is one of them. It's an officially sanctioned guild, and they're reckless. If you couldn't tell by the main guy, they break things, but it's okay because they do the right thing. The main character is Natsu, who's a wizard who gets motion sickness. Whoa, let me just read you some jacket copy off the back of the first volume to set this up for you. Her only hope is Natsu, a strange boy she meets. Let's see. Natsu is not your typical hero. He gets motion sickness, eats like a pig, and his best friend is a talking cat. No, that is totally not your average hero.
And he can't swim?
No,
sorry.
No, he can swim, thank God. Because if he couldn't swim, someone would have to die. Okay. His buddy, the talking cat, his name is Happy. Happy. Shit you not.
Is that Cheshire?
No, he's a little, tiny body cat with a ginormous head.
Okay.
Yes.
Does he like lasagna?
Huh?
Oh, sorry. Different cat reference.
All right.
I haven't seen him yet, so I can't make too many comments. I'm flipping through pages.
For example, just to show you.
I'm
showing Walter a picture of the cat Happy, just for those of you at home playing along.
Random animal character, because you need one.
Well, he's actually rather useful.
Could this guy look any more like Luffy?
He could wear a straw hat. But yes, he has a lot of the same things. He has, of course, the open top shirt / sort of vest thingy. And, of course, he's a wispy, thin bastard who's strong for some reason. Who, even though the guy weighs, maybe 160 pounds, somehow he can take out a guy who weighs, 350 and bench presses Volkswagens for breakfast, Nonetheless, it starts off, he's wandering through this town looking for Salamander, another fellow wizard. And he runs into Lucy, who is a celestial wizard. That she has little summon keys. Which
She's hot.
She is. She looks a god-awful lot like Nami, but I love her tits.
Why is there no fan service of her?
They do have a couple cleavage shots, but that's as far as they go.
Seriously, okay, they need to learn what fan service is.
Well,
I'm not talking panty shots. People who like panty shots, go away. Because manga and anime panty shots suck.
To be fair, this is from a shonen magazine, so they do keep it, 13 pro
Blah, blah, blah.
Moving forward. So she's looking for more celestial keys, and these little keys are like summons, basically. She sticks them in the air, twists them, and opens a realm, and little summon who she makes a contract with when she can call them.
Uh-huh. Did they have to fight off any Heartless ever?
No, not as far as I've run into yet.
And,
So yeah.
these keys don't look like feathers, do they? And they have to collect them all to get the heart back together.
No, and they don't attach them to a blade, which changes its shape and inherent power. That way, yeah, no.
Okay, good.
So she's looking for that, and she runs into him, and in the meantime, they run into a guy who calls himself Salamander, who's using a charm on girls to get him to follow him onto his yacht.
Can I use them to learn fire techniques?
No.
Oh.
No. Well, Natsu, thinks that he found his friend Salamander. He calls him by his name, Igneel. And
I just want to say, is there like a little kid that can follow us around?
Not yet.
And there'd be like a boomerang and a whip, and you're not getting this reference at all.
No, I am totally not. Sorry.
All I have to say is Flammy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Getting the reference now?
Now I am. Maybe a little drum that turns the cat into a giant flying dragon. Nonetheless, but this guy turns out he's not Igneel. He's calling himself Salamander, a famous fire wizard, but he's not really Salamander. So, Natsu walks off all dejected. Right? Well, he saves Lucy from being caught up in the charm, right? And later on, he convinces Lucy to come onto the yacht anyway, saying he's a member of Fairy Tail, because she wants to join this guild.
Okay.
I'm not sure quite why she wants to join. So he convinces he has he can put in a good word with the master. Well, she shows up on this boat. It turns out it's a slave ship. He uses his charm magic to lure women onto it, and then they capture the women and sell them off as slaves. So they're criminals.
Hot.
Exactly. That's genius. That's how you use magic right there.
Nothing like something called Salamander and slaves put together.
No. Well, it turns out the real Salamander is actually a dragon. And he taught Natsu fire magic and fire stuff. So he can actually, not only can he summon fire, use fire, he eats fire.
Eats fire.
Physically eats it.
Cool.
Yeah. Like fellow wizards will throw him a fireball, he'll just snap it out of the air and eat it. And there's one point where Lucy suggests that he eats his own fire, and he's like, "No, you do not do that." It's like, whoa, that's like saying suck your dick kind of thing. Really. It's that kind of rude.
Wow, I hope none of the people's parents are listening at the moment.
Yep. So he fights off the evil this guy's name is Bora. He's a criminal. Of course, if you couldn't tell. Not really a salamander. They capture him and blah, haha, he's good. Well, it turns out Natsu is a member of Fairy Tail. So Lucy follows him to the Fairy Tail Guild. Huzzah. With their cat Happy. I should mention that Happy can summon wings on his back and he can fly. And he can carry people.
And he's happy.
He's happy!
How's Happy in the morning?
I think he's probably a little stiff. Haha. Yeah. So nonetheless, they get into the little guild and they meet a few of the characters you run into later, like Gray, for example, who we find out later is an ice mage. And he do you want to guess if he gets along with Natsu? Guess? Or we get
contradicting powers, but they have contradicting personalities. I don't know. I can't decide.
If I use X-Men as a gauge and Bobby and Pyro as the template, no, they do not get along. Okay, so
X-Men's gay.
Yes, it is. But it doesn't mean they don't tend to rip off everything in this, it feels like. Seriously.
So is there a queerbait guy that smokes cigars a lot and yellow spandex, which isn't just completely creepy?
No, not at all.
Who somehow becomes faster and stronger because he no longer has indestructible metal inside of him. He now just has bone.
That makes him stronger. Makes him more dangerous.
I want to point out the physics of Wolverine being able to pointing and shove his claws into concrete. He doesn't have enough physical weight to do that.
We're not going to sit here pulling apart X-Men. We did enough. We already spent this episode pulling apart religion, okay?
Yes, we also completely went off an entire... Never mind.
Yeah. So we meet one of the other wizards who's a water wizard, from what I can tell. They don't mention this directly, but they show like a sort of fan service centerfold of a magazine, Sorcery Today kind of thing. Like a Wizard's Cosmo.
Okay.
Yeah, because the girl was reading it.
Do they make up stories about how to light his fire?
Well, how to enchant your fire or some shit like that, I'm sure. Her name is Mara Jane. And I have a feeling that's what they were using to influence the book, was a lot of Mira Jane. See, look, I shit you not, Mira Jane.
Oh yeah, she doesn't look like... She looks like a gypsy.
Exactly.
With blonde hair.
Exactly. That's a total drug reference. I'm sorry.
That's more... That's, like, more racist than us. Not racist, what's the word I'm looking for when you prejudice against religion?
I'm not sure.
Crap.
There's probably a word for it. So,
oh well.
The guy Gray... now, everyone, of course, has the little fairy tale mark, which is like a chocobo standing on an arrow.
I guess I shouldn't use the word prejudice, because we hate most religions.
Yeah, but
other than, of course, our own.
Then again, we don't kill people over it, so maybe that's a little better. I don't know. Nonetheless,
we're not bigots at all. No.
We could just be idiots.
Damn it! Shut up! Now it's out.
I was a closet idiot. Oh, you're a closet something. Anywho, so Gray, the fellow I told you that's the ice mage, he apparently likes to walk around nude.
Okay, what?
He literally...
You cannot say the word nude after I look at this picture in here.
No, it's a guy who gets nude, not her, so it's not exciting.
Damn, because how did her tits get bigger?
Because it's a cover picture, that's why.
Oh, okay.
No, literally, he just starts stripping at one point, no one knows why. And they're like, stop stripping! He's like, oh, sorry. And he ends up in his boxers all the time, God knows why. He's not quite sure, he's an idiot.
Okay.
Yep, so he gets in trouble for that.
It's the influence of the chocobo orbs.
I think that's it. I think he's been hanging around, taking too much Mira Jane. And of course, they have the hard-drinking girl who's hot, but she's supposed to be like older, sort of. Then they have the guy who's really big and buff and strong, but he's not strong compared to Natsu. So Natsu touches him and he goes flying off in the distance, you know?
Okay.
Then we have Loki, who looks kind of like one of the... Yeah, let's say he looks a lot like another character out of One Piece with his weird hair. Then we have the little master, who looks a god-awful lot kind of like a human Yoda.
Yoda?
Yeah. If I can find it directly.
Yo,
take a look.
Yoda.
Told you. Human Yoda.
He doesn't have a gimmer stick, though.
No, that's true. No.
And nobody knows how cool
and
his gimmer stick is.
And he's named after a gun. Makarov.
You realize how much power we would have today if the gimmer stick had not broke.
True. Too much. Too bloody much. So they go on their first mission. Their first mission is given to them by Hitler. Yeah. This is shortly after we discovered that Igneel was a full
Is
dragon.
he actually Hitler, or does he just have the mustache?
He just has the mustache.
Oh.
Yeah, which to me is good enough.
He's not the goon guy from the Rat Race. What's his name?
John Cleese?
No, the other guy. The guy that's been in 20 billion comedies, but he never stars.
Mr.
He ended up looking like Hitler in it.
Oh, God.
He's like screwed up on
he
something,
was,
like his mouth was
he
messed
started
up.
in High School High.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, doesn't yeah, he's all, and you piss off. Yeah, it's funny. Nonetheless.
Yes, we're sinking low now.
Yeah. So before I get to the first true mission, they go to save another wizard, and you see some of Lucy's celestial summons, if you will. One of them is a male cow, which is really confusing. Male cow. See, this is my favorite part, because he shows up and he goes, Lucy-san, you are sporting a beautiful pair of udders today. They're wonderful. And of course,
start saying that.
And the little like creature they're fighting goes, you know, take my girl. And the cow goes, your girl? And he's all, don't say my girl. She wants you to call her my udders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cow sex.
He's a very strange cow. Therefore, he's awesome.
Make him a bull.
They call him a cow.
Okay.
They literally, and he has that piebald look, the black, or the white with black spottish sort of look.
Okay, I can go with that because cows are cool.
Yes, I'll go with it. But it is still weird for a male cow to be talking about getting turned on by udders. It's nonetheless, okay, moving forward. So they battle.
You like udders? You like these udders, baby.
That's right, baby. Yep, so they get their first mission from this guy who looks a god awful lot like Hitler, whose father wrote a book, and he wants him to destroy the book. So they have to go to this perverted evil wizard who has dive magic, which now when you start naming magic based on what it can do, I think you're starting to subcategorize things a little too far, too early on. Nonetheless, they go to burn this book and they fight Natsu fights the Vanish Brothers because they make people disappear. They're called the Vanish Brothers, so.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes a whole fuckload of sense. actually need that to.
Oh, I was just gonna say that the nice little Dragon Ball.
Yeah, the guy
Okay,
who's
So continue on.
Who's
the Vanished Brothers?
yes, who they fight him with a giant frying pan, which at least I laughed at.
Giant frying pan. Okay, is there a kind of hot chick that has a giant spatula for throwing
Okonomiyaki?
Okonomiyaki.
No, not at all. No, they do have a giant lady who looks like a Helga and apparently is like the celestial summon of Virgo. Because they have zodiac summons as well.
You realize this steals more stuff from other things than an MST3K movie.
That's true, and it actually references more things than they do. Yeah, so they
Sweet hot mermaid. Oh, sorry.
rock on.
Dude, there should really be some fan service in here with all the hot ass in here.
There should be, yes. So it turns out that the crappy book they stole from the one guy that he wanted to destroy, turns out it was written with a magic spell over it that when broken, rearranges into the best book ever written by this wizard that was a letter to his son apologizing for being gone for 3 years. Because he was in prison for 3 years, and if he didn't write this book, writing the bad guy who they stole it from as the hero, he would be killed, and so would his family.
Wow.
And apparently when he got home after writing this book, it was so bad he cut off his hand. And then he killed himself when his son told him that he thought he was a wuss. And then he grew a Hitler mustache as vengeance against his father, I guess.
Okay. That's not random as shit.
Not at all. Not at fucking all.
I guess they're not going after some balls to make a wish.
True. No. But turns out Lucy is writing a book. That's why she knows so much about the books and authors and whatnot. And she's very secretive about this book she's writing. Haha. So how that equates to her being a wizard or whatnot, I'm not quite sure. Yes. So then we meet Urza.
Minor?
Exactly. Urza Minor, or Urza Scarlet as she prefers to be known. She's a hot chick who wears armor and she's supposedly really, really strong. She beat Natsu, and Natsu's been trying to get strong so he can challenge her and beat her. See?
Okay.
There's a picture of Urza. She's a cutie.
Yeah, sorry.
Yep, she takes him on a sort of mission. She takes Gray and Natsu because they don't get along, but she needs their help to go take out a black guild. Now, a black guild is a guild that...
See, that's just racist.
That's that's their term, okay? Verbatim. Not mine.
Why are they going? Why is it Black Guild? Huh? What?
Well, I don't know.
Damn the man.
That's right. Yep. Now, Black Guild's supposed to be any guild that's been supposed to be disbanded, but to keep operating anyway. Or...
Oh, kind of like a mall.
Ha ha ha. Thank you much. I appreciate that one. Yes.
Oh, that was a good one.
So, Eisenwald, Uberwald, Eisenwald, the Eisenwald
But you
Guild.
can just stop. Everyone hates us after that joke.
Yeah, they hate you. Half of them hate me, half of them hate you. Totally, they hate us all. Yeah, so they have sort of a leader. He's called the Death God Aragorn, and he looks like a little emo kid because he has like little black tears tattooed under his eyes, if you can see.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and he has big poofy blonde hair, and he has a big scythe, and I'm a bad guy. Well, they're trying to...
He doesn't have a giant gorge on his back and commands sand.
That's true. And he doesn't go on about how he's an evil Tukanuki. Yes.
Yes, he just wants to be hugged.
Yeah.
Hugged.
No, just hug. He just wants to be hug. He wants
Stupid
to be
tongue
a hug.
doesn't want to work.
Yeah, so he wants to steal this bone flute that when anyone who listens to it being played gets killed. And
Why
he
can't
plans...
the flutes ever be made of wood? Why do they always have to be made of bone to be cool?
I'm not quite sure. I haven't figured that out. Well, because it's shaped like a skull, probably.
Unless, of course, it's like Native American. Then it can be made of wood and still be cool.
Yeah, but that's a whole other story, isn't it? So,
apparently.
he plans on taking this thing and playing it over a PA out of a train station and killing a bunch of people. Why? We're not sure.
He's going to play the brown note?
Yep. Well, he's going to play the note just below that. That kills people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The black note.
That's right.
Fucking racist bastards.
Well,
Why can't it be the white guild?
Or they.
Or like the orange guild.
Or how about just the bad guild? I don't know. Or the evil guilds. Nonetheless, moving forward. So, the next part deals with them trying to stop it, and they actually stop right as...
Jesse Jackson.
Thank you. Al Sharpton, too? Do you think they're
No,
gonna...
whoa. We don't want to put all that much attention to this. It would distract too much from Jenna.
That's right. We don't want a Manga 6 going on. Nonetheless, so the whole next part is going to deal with them stopping him playing the bone flute.
Okay.
Yeah. And there'll be some cool wizard battles a la Naruto One Piece, sort of one-on-ones, with the biggest battles being between Natsu and Aragorn, obviously. At least to me, that's obvious.
Uh-huh.
Or so. I could be wrong.
Maybe you should have read the third one.
I should
But
have,
they
'cause then
didn't
I would
send
know.
us the third one.
No, they didn't. And it might not even be out in English just yet.
Excuses.
So, there are a lot of borrowed elements from everything, especially One Piece. Happy is, to me, he's quite obviously, he's Chopper. He's the animal who's there, who's somewhat helpful, but mostly he's there because it's funny. Because he does things like he tells the girl, I am the only master here, when she's wearing the maid uniform.
The girl isn't like typical anime blonde with huge tits at all.
No. And
how many blonde chicks do they actually have in Japan?
I think 5.
Because they end up in every manga. I can understand using the hair in different colors to denote different characters so they're easily distinguishable, but...
To be fair, there's not that many in, like, One Piece. But there is in this.
But I'm just saying that the typical character, it's just...
There actually
painful.
There does seem to be a lot of blonde characters in anime. I've noticed that, of all kinds.
Of that specific, the huge tits, short blonde hair. Not short, mid-length, kind of.
I don't know. Maybe they got dye jobs working really well over in Japan. I don't know. Probably want to hear my rating? Maybe?
No.
No? Okay.
Don't care.
Me neither.
We'll leave you guys with that. Or we could give the rating.
We could. There were a fuckload of similarities, but there were some funny parts. I laughed a lot through it. And I actually rather enjoyed it. And I'm trying to urge Wiltal to read it because I told him he'd be entertained. Maybe.
Yeah, I told you to read a bunch of things. There's a set of 5 books right behind you you're supposed to read, too.
I've been busy. I had to read
You
this.
know, I've been, like, telling everybody to read them, and you haven't.
I know. Yeah. So, based on how much I wanted to read it to the end, it's going to get a higher than low rating, obviously. But there are too many things too many similarities to everything else. Too many things that feel like it's pulling directly from the popularity of other anime, other manga, other things that have already been done a little bit to death.
Does it feel like you're reading a fanfic?
Kinda. You know, it has that vague, like, undertones. Like someone who could be writing not a fanfic, their own material, but they just can't break those chains of fanfic.
Unlike real fanfic authors, this person can actually draw.
Yeah.
Or they have a team of Koreans that can draw for them.
Could be.
Whichever.
Either or. I'm going to have to give it the crackers.
The crackers?
Yeah. Not a rate it now. It's close. It really is. There's a lot, like I said.
Salty crackers or unsalty crackers?
I'd say salted crackers.
Okay.
Yeah. With a glass of